Good morning, this is Larry, and I'm coming to you live from Stevie's room. Today's topic is feline blindness. Um, it is a topic where I'm going to cover primarily blindness that occurs later on in life or with sudden onset, as opposed to a cat that is born naturally blind. I've had two cats in my home that went blind. The first one was a 23-year-old cat, and it started where she went to make a jump and she missed, and she never tried the jump again. And that gradually deteriorated to her loss of vision for her last 6 months of her life. Um, the second one is Stormy, who is epileptic, and I talked about feline epilepsy. He went blind in one eye that we did not know, but the second eye got infected, and that's when he started bumping into things. He is also deaf. So not only is he blind, he is deaf and he is epileptic. So those are the two cases that I'm going to use as a guideline because the behaviors were the same. What happens when a cat goes blind in sudden onset or a gradual onset as an older cat is they don't quite freak out the way a human does. I have talked to humans who have gone blind in later life. Um, it is a big adjustment, but there are some similar behaviors, even with the human that goes blind. What the cat does is they start memorizing where things are. It's very important, for example, that, and I really OCD'd over it, that my housekeeper put everything back exactly where she took it when she cleans. It can't be where all of a sudden the couch is moved. They learn where things are, and they keep their scope rather narrow, which means they stay in their bed, they make it to their litter, they make it to their food, they even bump into other cats who are very gracious with them. It's almost as if the other cats in the home have accepted that there's a disability here. And if it's an accidental bump, they don't hiss, growl, swat. You know, a 23-year-old blind cat would be a very easy target for a younger cat to take a swat at. That did not happen. And in the case of the epileptic cat, um, the other cats are being extremely kind with him. And our hope is that the second eye vision comes back. Um, there is one eye that was infected and is being treated. So the hope is that the vision comes back. Um, the behavior is the same. They start noticing. They start noticing where something is oddly placed and bump into it. They try to refrain from bumping into things. They will also explore when other animals and when you're not around. So you may find the cat in an area that is not where it would typically be. It may spend a lot of time there because it hasn't figured out how to get out of that area right away, but they do learn it and they do adjust. With regard to the human that went blind and actually getting opinions, I knew a guy who knew he was going blind. He was blind in one eye and knew he was going blind. He was a lap swimmer at the pool where I swim at. And at the time I met him, he was driving. So, and he knew that this was inevitable. Um, when he did go blind, obviously he stopped driving long before that, and his wife would have to drive him to the pool. What I noticed that's similar to the cats is that she got him, like his wife would basically hold his hand and get him to the locker room and get him to, get him to the area where he could make it to the pool. His other senses, like if I spoke to him, he knew instantly it was me. But what I found very interesting is that when he got in the pool, he was able to swim, lap swim, without bumping into things. Um, he was a former competitive swimmer as a young person, so lap swimming to him was a way of life, even as an older person. And but it's one thing to swim when you have your vision and you see the black line at the bottom of the pool, and when the little bar is there where you go into the turn. Well, you don't have any of that when you're blind. So it's very easy to go off course if you're not swimming with perfect form and counting your strokes. And you'll hit the wall, that kind of thing. He did all of those things very similar to the cats. He mastered it, and to the point where he was able to swim pretty well, and despite his blindness, which is what the cats do. So I hope this helps, and I hope you have a good day. Be safe. Um, it's not the end of the world when the cat goes blind. So don't, I think we as people who are their companions we wish that they could see. I mean, obviously. I wish that Stormy could hear. I wish Stormy, my biggest fear with Stormy the epileptic is that he has a seizure and he doesn't even know where he is. Um, but it is what it is. All right, be safe, be well. Thanks for listening.